each other through it. Come on and see, good movement draws good movement.
Welcome to Good Movement Draws Good Movement, the podcast where farmers, ranchers, and rural folks can grow relationally through awareness, understanding, and effective communication. Hey, it's T. I'm your host, and I, along with my guests, will be covering topics related to drawing good movement. Things like self and social awareness, brain science, positive psychology, extending grace, and so much more. We'll share tools that can help you understand why you are the way you are, why others are the way they are, and how you can use that to step out of self-told lies with grace and compassion to draw good movement in conversations, relationships, and life in rural America. Let's go draw good movement. Welcome back to the Good Movement Draws Good Movement podcast. Tag, did you want to say hi?
Hi.
Do you want to say hi, Tinley?
Hi.
All right. Good night. Sleep tight. Don't let the bugs get you. I love ya. This week, as I mentioned last week, we have Tom back on the podcast. It's been since December, I think, since you've been on.
Yeah, I think right before New Year's.
Oh, yeah. That's right. That is
we recorded
correct.
it maybe the beginning of December.
We are here, how many, 13 days post fire start? Started on the 12th.
Sounds right.
12th of March.
I don't know, it was a Thursday.
I think it was the 12th. And today, the day that we're recording is March 25th. So last week in the episode that I recorded on my own, I was talking about some of the comments on social media that were not very kind. They were very dismissive of what was happening here. And I had to say something about it. And so anyway, I wanted you to come on because you were there Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Yep.
So on Thursday, you had actually gone down to help get some cows off corn stalks. New and Trip, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. And then you either called me or texted me or something on the way home, and you said, there's a fire. The wind was blowing like 60 miles an hour that day. Get the fire rig ready. So I did. And then you took off like 5 o'clock that night, 4:30, 5 o'clock. And I stayed awake until you got home at like 12:30, 1 o'clock. And then we both kind of stayed awake because how do you go to sleep after that?
You don't really, because you know what the next day is going to bring.
Yeah, because the kids and I had to go to North Platte early on Friday morning for an appointment. And the wind was blowing the fire away from us at that time. So we left at like 5:45. You left at the same time. We left. And then by the time we got home, I did not like the looks of things here on Friday. Because I called you when we got home and I was like, hey, where are you at? Where's the fire at? And you're like, this is where I am. I don't know where the fire's at. And I said, well, I just got a notification that they are evacuating Racket Road, which is not that far from here, considering the winds.
Yeah.
So anyway, I told the kids, I don't want to scare you, but please get bags packed with a few days worth of clothes and anything that you want to take with. And then we need to go hook the pickups to the trailers, get horses in the corrals, get dogs ready to go in case we need to leave. And then I had to figure out our new underground sprinklers.
Yep.
Add in what you want to add in here.
I don't have anything to add.
Like, tell your side of the story. What were you doing while we were getting stuff packed up?
Fighting fire.
Anyway, I don't remember where you said you were on Friday when we were getting stuff packed up, but you headed this way after that, I think.
Yeah, I mean, it's all a blur, right? Like,
Yeah.
we put just over 700 miles on in 3 days in the hills here. So to sort it all out, I've never tried. We were everywhere.
Well, we ended up leaving on Friday. The kids and I, horses and dogs in town. We came back and got the neighbors' horses and dogs and important papers because it was spring break here, so they were out of town. And then Saturday morning, the girls and I came back to the house and picked up things that were not necessary, but also not replaceable because if you can believe it or not, our lives started before there was the cloud. So we have pictures and albums and things that are not digitized.
Took me a minute. Like a cloud?
Yeah, the cloud. But while we were here, like I let you know what we were doing and you had messaged me to see if I could take the girls up the road and leave them with the neighbors and head down and find the herd of cows where you guys were that had been through the fire and get them fed. And your text said, prepare yourself because I don't know what you're going to find. And so all the way down there, I was preparing myself. But when I found them, they were in really good shape, which we didn't know how they managed that until a few days later.
Yeah. And still not positive, you know?
Yeah, we know the fence was cut for them, but we don't know where they went after that.
No. And some of them on other units weren't so lucky or fortunate.
And then by the time I got done feeding, the wind had come up and I came back to the house to restart our sprinklers and stuff. And you Snapchatted me. If you're listening with kids in the car, earmuffs. Because the Snapchat said, get everyone the fuck out. I don't know where the front end of this thing is, but leave now.
Yeah, it was.
Well, at that point, you guys were at our neighbors and good friends trying to save their place.
Yeah, and he had texted me, like, it's headed for the carries. Bring all you can as fast as you can. And when we got there, we didn't have enough. And we evidently didn't get there fast enough, I guess. I don't know. Yeah, there was a lot of people that did a lot of good things. And there was people from everywhere. I mean, hundreds of miles away.
Mm-hmm.
Hundreds of miles away down there fighting fire.
That was something that I heard on Saturday was it's really cool to see all of these people coming to help and all the donations and all of that. Like, because at that point, donations and food and eye drops and all the things were getting dropped off at the local volunteer fire departments. And I was like, yeah, it is really cool to see. And I wish we didn't have to see it.
Yeah. Kind of the shits when it takes something like that to really understand the value of things, certain things. We live in a small town, so there's small town shit, right? But it's amazing to see what happens when things like unfortunate things like that take place, how close knit we really are.
I think those things would take place. I mean, this is just me talking, but I think unless it's something like this that's devastating and big and obvious, people don't always know when we need help, right? But if they knew, they'd be there just the same. That's what I think. I might be wrong. But I want to go back to you said you traveled 700 miles in 3 days. Like, that's something that I've heard in different conversations that I've had is like, we couldn't communicate.
No.
And nobody was shocked about the cell phone signal, but fire departments, ranchers with radios, they couldn't even communicate.
No.
So that was one thing that had my khakis chapped because I was upset. Like, we need that infrastructure. Like, there's stuff that money gets spent on that I don't think is quite as important or as beneficial. And that fire is huge. It was huge. It burned literally hundreds of thousands of acres.
Yeah, what was the grand total? Did you ever hear? I guess I never heard.
640 some thousand on the Morrill fire.
Hmm.
And then if you add in the Cottonwood fire and the two other fires, the one at Halsey and the one at Cody, or was it Kilgore? Up there somewhere.
I have no idea.
Up there, up north somewhere. If you add in those, it's over like close to 800,000 or maybe over 800,000 acres burned. I think it's over 800,000 acres in Nebraska. But the Morrill fire was the big one. But I can't help but think, like, if you guys could have communicated better, you wouldn't have had to drive around, like, you would know where you were needed, and maybe I mean, it was gonna be devastating either way, but I just think that the communication piece could have saved time, miles, backtracking.
Oh, yeah, definitely. And a lot of those people that showed up, they were cabin still,
Yeah, I mean, like, it's calving season here.
or had just gotten going.
Yeah.
It was rough. It was a rough time. There were so many fronts.
Yeah, the wind shifted, like, I don't even know how many times.
Well, I've never seen a fire burn a place 4 times. It went across, it came back in a different come across the same place in a different spot or same camp, and then went back the other direction to where it came from, and then came back a 4th time. I've never even heard of that. Usually when a fire goes through, it goes through and it's over. But it was just a helpless feeling because every morning it was kinda halfway cool and the wind was decent and you thought you were winning, and by 2, 3 o'clock both afternoons, everything you worked for to save in the morning got burnt that afternoon. I mean, everything, stackyards, pastures, windmills, whatever. It's all burnt. It's gone. And it's not been on fires before where bale piles start on fire and they smolder for weeks, months. This one got so hot and the wind was blowing so hard that a 2 or 300 bale yard was gone the next day. I've never heard of that. I mean, it sounded like a forge when you're standing next to those bale yards, and
Yep.
you watch your friends go through that and lose their yards, their livelihoods, and their feed and their commodities, and you just feel so damn helpless because you gave it everything you got short of your life, and it's pretty humbling to know you still weren't enough.
I remember when you came home Thursday night, you were telling me about what are they even called? Fire nados?
I've never seen them before. I mean, that fire rolled up hills like just like a wave. I mean, the wind was going. I don't even know how to explain it. It went so fast it didn't even burn all the stems of the grass. Like the next day, there's switchgrass stems that weren't burnt because it went so fast. And other places it slowed down and burned everything. Pretty humbling. And it was ginormous. I mean, you think of the country that it covered just Thursday afternoon. I mean, it went 30 some
Mhm.
miles before we even got to it. And we were damn sure the first ones on the north end when it crossed the road. 'Cause the sheriff asked us where we came from, and, of course, I had a smart aleck remark, but he understood, and then we weren't gonna be enough, so we went back behind to see what the rest of the places look like, the rest of the camps, and the rest of the units to see what we'd lost, houses, cows, barns, hay, equipment, and it could have been a lot worse. We saved all the houses, we didn't save all the barns, we didn't save all the equipment, we didn't save much of the stackyards Thursday night. And then Friday, we went back over there trying to contain it some more. We worked all morning in one little frickin' spot and just got your butts whipped all day. And then when we found out it was headed this way, we're 2 hours from here. And there's family and friends in its path on the way. And what do you do? I mean, you have to stop and you have to make sure they're okay. But the communication was pretty frustrating.
I'm still kinda ragey about it, and I wasn't out there fighting it. I came out and found the cows and fed them, and that was as close as I got to the fire.
Well, had the neighbors and fire departments not done what they did without us knowing, I didn't know they'd done a backburn. But if they hadn't done that, I don't know that we'd have saved anything here.
Well, I looked on the map and used their little scale, and I thought it was, like, 7 miles away, but it's a little closer at 5 miles away from our house.
Well, and as fast as it was moving, I mean, we saw the head coming, and we didn't have enough guys to get into it. So we went behind the front end just a little bit, and that was about the time the wind came up and it left. And I'm glad we were on the side of it and not in front of it. because I heard there was guys in front of it that got trapped, and they were not good stories. They're not the stories you wanna hear, and they're damn sure not the stories you wanna tell your wives and kids. Your wife? Your wives? If I say wives, it sounds like you get multiple, right? Wife? Your wife and kid. Yeah, there you go.
Just the outpouring of love, support, donations is incredible.
Oh, yeah. I don't know how many I don't even know how those people put all that together. I don't even know where to start.
I am not that organized. My strength is not in that area. So I'm very thankful for the people who are doing that.
Yeah, but our strengths are in going and getting the cows found, getting them taken care of, like, that's where we shine. Doing our best to take that stress off of them, even though you're stressed out too.
Yeah. I mean, and I'm also very thankful for the people who helped us, like the kids and I, and put us up for the night, for 2 nights.
Oh, yeah, it was comical. Like, everybody's like, "Do you need to go? Like, where's your stuff?" And I had no idea. I had no idea until Saturday where our horses were and where the dogs were. I had no idea.
Well, I told you, but it was probably like you read it and you had bigger things going on than to remember that. But when I was here on Friday getting the sprinklers set up, I'd just gotten them set up, and our friend called and she was like, "How are you?" And I'm like, "I'm getting ready to get the F out of here." And she's like, "Okay, I wondered, what do you need? Do you need trailers? Do you need what do you need?" And I said, "I don't need trailers. I got enough trailer space for the horses we got, but I need a highway driver." Okay. So her and her boy, that's about our boy's age, well, they're the same age, came and met us at the highway because I had Tinley, our middle daughter, drive one of our vehicles to the highway, but I wasn't ready for her to drive on the highway. I don't know if she's ready to drive on the highway. She's not legal to drive on the highway, but
She'd have been fine.
desperate times.
And I think everybody would have understood.
But so then, and that friend, they have a sale barn in town, and so we took horses and dogs there, and they were really gracious in letting us keep our stuff there. And when we picked everything up, last week, I had messaged her and I was like, "Well, let us know how we can get square on feed." And she was like, "I think we're square." So I tried the same thing when she asked about, because I'd picked some jeans up for her boy for prom. "What do I owe you for jeans?" I said, "I think we're square." She said, "Ha ha, no."
Well, so you're a pushover.
And we had another friend that they live close to town and saw that our geriatric horse wasn't getting up to the hay, so she grabbed her and took her to her house and spoiled the crap out of her,
Yeah, she didn't wanna come home.
put a blanket on her, let her live inside. And then the friends that put us up, I mean, we turned their cookhouse into a dang petting zoo with 2 rabbits, a guinea hog, and a turtle. Like, I'm just so grateful. Like, there's just grateful is an understatement, and I don't have the right words to properly say thank you.
And you never will, you just hope you never have to get square.
Yeah, like, nothing ever happens where they need us like we needed them kinda thing.
I mean, that's what you hope for,
Yeah.
right? I mean, you wanna be square, but you don't wanna have to find out.
Yeah.
But, like, there were people that, just drove around with trailers. Like, I don't wanna say stealing, but, like, people had no idea their horses even had been taken away. It's like, "My horses are gone." "Oh, well, I'm sure they'll be back in a couple days." Like, and, there's no communication, so it's like, "Well, if you see so and so, tell him so and so told me that so and so took their horses and this is where they're at." And that was the end of it,
Yeah.
But, I mean, you're talking hundreds of horses. I mean, I would imagine. I mean, I don't even know who all left. I have no idea. I have no grasp of that, but
Well, the fairgrounds was pretty full of horses. The sale barn was full of horses. I think the sale barn had a couple pens open, but
and there was other people north of town that just came and got horses and told, like, "So and so took your horses, and this is where your horses and their horses and his horses are all at. Like, okay.
But, like, when we picked horses up and we went and got the geriatric horse, we were visiting with it's our friend Jenna. We've mentioned her before. She's a avid listener. When Tom and I are on together, she tries to talk to us like we're having a conversation. But we were talking with her, and she's like, "Do you even remember?" Because it was the kids' spring break. They didn't have school on Wednesday. She's like, "Do you even remember what happened on Wednesday?" And we're like, "No, no clue." It felt like you lived like 3 months in those 4 days.
Yeah. Well, we were up for most all of them.
Yeah.
It's crazy how things come together, you know? Like, you guys went to stay with somebody and ended up I don't know how much you calved, but
We didn't. Nothing happened while we were
nothing
there.
down. You were gonna night calve so that they could be down here fighting fire or the guys could be down here fighting fire. Yeah, I don't know, it's just and how fast stuff came in and how fast cows left and how fast grass was offered and how fast hay showed up. It's like, "We're still burning, don't bring hay."
Yeah. Saturday morning, I had a message from somebody who was like, "What do you guys gonna need for grass?" And I'm like, "I don't even know if anybody knows yet 'cause it's still happening. Like, it's still going."
Yeah, it was never ending, it felt like.
But even now, as far out as we are from it, and just this morning, they reported 100% containment on it 13 days after it started. Like, we're still going. Like, this morning, we shipped cows off this place,
Yeah,
and
there's still a bunch of cows to ship.
but we have normal life going, like the kids' sports and activities and stuff like that, and then on top of it, you have fire cleanup, doing what you gotta do for that, and it just feels like, I keep thinking that I'm gonna have this moment where I have a big cry or an emotion, but I don't feel like we've slowed down enough for that to happen yet.
No, I feel the same way. I still feel like I'm running on adrenaline or functioning on adrenaline.
Somebody had texted me yesterday and was like, "I hope you guys are all doing okay," and I was like, "Well, like, Tom and I have been pretty intentional with our mental and emotional health even before this, but I am worried about what happens when it slows down, and not just us, but, like, when everybody stops running on stress hormones, and when it slows down enough that you're not just trying to get everything done, and you have time to feel and it all comes to a head. Like, I'm worried for that.
So November-ish?
I mean, maybe. I'm also worried if that doesn't happen, if this just all gets shoved down for some people. Like, I know what it's like to I've never been through something traumatic as this, but I do know what it's like to shove a lifetime of emotion down and what that does to your body. So, I have concerns.
Well, I've had thoughts too, like going to the neighbors that weren't as fortunate, and seeing how they're getting along. And in that moment, you don't talk about it because there's so much stuff needs doing. And then you just sit down and pretty much try to listen.
Yeah. And I think that is really important for us as a community moving forward is for that kind of support not to end. Like, I know I mentioned to you, like, after my dad died, that week after, like, we had so many freaking paper plates that we fed every 400 people at the funeral dinner, and I fed everybody at all of our brandings that year, and my brothers and my mom had paper plates left over, and the people coming in and visiting and stuff, it was a lot right up front and then nothing.
Right.
And I don't want that to happen in this situation because it's a trauma and there's grief involved. And, like, we're really fortunate to have so much support right now with hay and monetary donations and support and outpouring of love and all of that. But this isn't going to be over immediately. Just like grieving the loss of my dad wasn't over immediately. when all of that stopped coming in. I really hope that we can continue to support each other and, like you said, just listen and be with each other. And
Well, and you don't know who took it worse. Like, there's people that were in the middle of it that lost a lot, and they might be okay. And there's people that might not have been involved in it at all, and they have a rough time. I mean, the vastness and the sheer scale of size is just
Mhm.
I've never personally heard of anything like that, but I also am pretty local.
And everybody has different, like what you're saying, like somebody who was in the middle of it might have be able to process and be okay,
Yeah.
whereas somebody else might take it, it's capacity. It's what's your capacity to.
Oh, and everybody has their thing, like
Mhm.
there was things that were brought up like, "Oh yeah, but what about this or what about that?" And it's like, "Shit, I don't know. I never thought about it." Like, I'm worried about the cows, the range, things like that. I'm not worried about the turtle habitat or the bird habitat or, things like
I
that
kinda am.
right now. Right now. Like, that will come,
Yeah.
but right now, that is not on my priority.
Well, I mean, you were even kinda giving me grief for getting all the scrapbooks and pictures that aren't in the cloud out.
Yeah, I mean, if you'd have been down there and saw how fast that thing moved,
Well, I didn't take it the first day. I only took our file with the necessary paperwork, like Social Security cards, birth certificates, marriage license, etcetera.
I don't need a license to say we're married. Like, you would not believe it. I cannot describe to you how big it was and how fast it went. Like, I wasn't at the start, right? But Thursday night when we got south and it had gone all that ways, there was nothing we could do. Like, we were down there by ourselves because there wasn't anybody on our side
At that point.
at that point. And it's like, boys, we don't have enough to do anything here. We're out here by ourselves, which is also not safe. I mean, that's a no-no. So, yeah, I mean, you have to know your limits and you have to go with somebody that you trust, somebody that you can count on. That's who I tried to stick with. There's guys out there that want to be in the middle of it, and then there's guys that want to just take care of it and be done. And those are the guys that just want it over with, that are doing the right thing, making good decisions consistently. Those are the guys I'm going to go follow because they know more than we do, right? Like, there's guys on the firefighting rigs that, follow them. Yeah, pretty amazing how all that come together. I did talk to the feds the next day, and they're like, "You guys are I don't know how many people were here, but it's impressive that you guys got that handled because you had no help from us." And at that point, I didn't even know they were around.
Well, they took over at, 6 o'clock on Saturday night, I think,
Well,
which was right when it was getting with it on Saturday.
yeah, and they weren't with us, which is all right.
Well, when you have a fire that big, it's hard to get people all around it,
I don't know that you could have, because I only went east twice.
'cause the Fed fire camp is at the Keith County Fairgrounds. I went by it the other day.
Wow. But it was neat to see the planes out there dumping once in a while. You saw a lot of new stuff. Have a hell of a lot more respect for fire safety.
Oh my gosh, the paranoia.
Oh, it's terrible.
We saw headlights coming up the road the other night, both of us about peed down our legs.
Every freaking sunset that somebody puts on their Snapchat stories, just, yeah, I'm not ready yet. Too soon.
When our old dog got tore up pretty bad because I made the mistake of leaving her with all the dogs, and Sunday, when the kids and I got home and I'd got cows fed, I was giving her a bath and our 6 o'clock test page went off. I about jumped out of my damn skin. I'm like, "No, not again."
Well, the new truck does not have that new truck smell anymore. So if you're not there and then you open the door or you leave the door open and the wind hits it just right, it's like, oh no, where is it?
Mhm.
I hope that's the truck.
We've been talking for a while, so we better wrap this up. But
Well, thank you everybody that came to help
and everybody that has commented on posts that I've made on social media with support, everybody who sent love, vibes, energy, thoughts, prayers, all of it. Thank you. I do want to leave with two things. First of all, if you are in Nebraska, please be smart. Don't smoke outside of concrete or, your vehicle or whatever. I actually yelled at a truck driver today because he was smoking in the grass. And, don't let your ATVs idle. Don't do anything that would promote a fire starting, because literally the entire state is a giant tinderbox. And we're paranoid out here. So be smart, make good choices. The other thing that I want to leave us with is if you've been through this fire and you need support, someone to talk to, and you don't know who to reach out to, you can always reach out to me. And if I'm not the right person for you to talk to, I have people in my back pocket who can help, who have offered to help. So please reach out if you need support, someone to talk to, a listening ear, whatever it is. You got any last thoughts?
No, just tell everybody thank you for their support and effort and giving. Pretty humbling.
And with that, until next time, draw a good movement. Thanks so much for tuning in. I'm so grateful for you. If you found value in this episode, I'd love for you to share with others who might also benefit from tuning in. Share by word of mouth, send it in a text, take a screenshot and post it on social media, or share however you prefer. And if you haven't already, hit the follow or subscribe button so you never miss an episode. Until next time, draw good movement.